Hey guys, and welcome to my 16th daily blog. Welcome to anyone new and welcome back anyone who watches these. So what do I do? So if you're new to this, I'll just quickly go through what I do. I'm an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur yourself, if you are an entrepreneur, or maybe you're just hungry for growth, hungry for learning, one, you're in the right place, and two, that's what my content is. What I do is, as an entrepreneur, you'll know that you gain lots of learnings from each day. So what I do is create my learnings into content that'll be valuable to you as well as valuable to me, because one, it allows me to reconfirm my knowledge and it allows me to see different aspects of what I'm saying, it allows me to learn, and two, it allows you to learn because it allows me to fail and you to learn. That's how we're doing it, guys. I'm going through the failure and then you can just get all the learnings and then you don't have to face any failure. So that's what I do. I curate my daily learning into content that'll be valuable to you. Now let's get into it. So this is a really interesting one. As I said, this is my 16th daily blog, so I'm still grinding, and this is a very interesting one that I realized, literally had a light bulb moment. Last night was a light bulb moment when I went to a networking club, and I'll explain that in a minute. So my one tip for dealing with fear in business is this video. My one tip. It's only one tip, guys. You might see all these videos with 10 tips, 9 tips. I have one tip and it's killer. Like, I found this out last night and it's a game changer. So make sure you stay tuned to find out this one tip. See you in a sec, guys. Welcome back. Now, this is a game changer, I'm going to be honest. I've done some pretty awesome videos on this channel. Some of my favorites, the one that I did about failure, I absolutely loved doing that one. I thought that was an absolutely killer one. The one last night, I thought that was a great one because even though it was a lot shorter, I believe it's very true to young entrepreneurs. What it was about, just if you didn't see it, is what I did is the title is "Age is just a number." And it is a number, guys. It's just a number. And I was talking about, because I went to Lee's business networking event yesterday, that the average age was not my age. I was by far the youngest, and you can find when you go to networking groups, you can be looked down upon because they kind of look to you, go, what can I learn from you? I've got 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, whereas you've got like 2 years in this business, mate. Why are you here? And it can be damaging, and it can be hard to stay confident with it, but you have to just ignore it. Anyway, let's not talk about that. You can go to my last video. It's only 5 minutes long. Go to my last video and you'll find some great content on that. Let's get into this video. So I learnt this on the same day, and this is killer. I can't stress this anymore. I'm so happy I've learned this, and it's interesting. So this is my one top tip for dealing with fear in business. But before I get into it, let's give you a bit of background. So, one, fear. Fear is evident in everything. Fear is evident in life, it's evident in business, it's evident in work, it's evident in every aspect of our life. And if we don't get hold of it, it will direct us. We know that. There's been times, everyone has had times in life where fear has directed them to make a different decision. Fear, it can direct us because it's scary, guys. It's scary. You know it. I'm sure you can recall some situations where you've been scared, whether it's through life, or work, business, whatever it is. And the problem that can be is if it suddenly directs us, then that's gone and changed our decisions. Therefore, now we're being directed by emotion, by fear, whereas smart might not be to go with the fear. Yes, our body our brain is programmed as fight or flight, isn't it? So our brain is programmed to always look after us, protect us, but it isn't necessarily the right thing. And I explain that in other videos with morning routines and being consistent in your rituals. Your body, your mind is not going to want to do it. The second you doubt something, your body, your brain sends out alerts and it just says, no, danger, just don't do it. And you suddenly really don't want to do it, and then you just unlikely to do it. That's why getting habits is so hard and being consistent with habits is so difficult. It's kind of different strand of fear. It's not like scared fear, but that's the same. It's the same principles. So if we can be directed by fear, very minimalist like that with habits, and we can be directed through fear through the more obvious things like like illness, or like things in business when a big competitor is coming and getting maybe growing, and maybe they're really starting to come to your toes and catch up with you in business. That's another type of fear. So this can direct a lot of our decisions, and some of these decisions might be make or break. Some of these decisions might literally have your business on the standpoint of them. So it's really key that you don't let fear direct you. So I'm going to give you a quote now, and this will give you an idea of what my one tip is. Okay, so I'll give you a quote and then I'm going to carry on. This is a quote from Les Brown. Put yourself in a do or die situation. Put yourself in a do or die situation. Okay, that's my one quote. I'm going to carry on doing the video now, but just think about that when I'm going through this now, and then I'm going to reconfirm what I'm saying. So, there were 3 times in business that I've literally, 3 times that I can recall, that I've literally been so frozen with fear that I just wanted to run away. Like, I just wanted to run away. I didn't want to be anywhere near anyone. I didn't want to be anywhere near work or anywhere near this situation. I just wanted to get out. I didn't want to be involved. I just wanted to run away because... so, wanting to run away, I was very scared. I had a lot of fear in myself. There were 3 times, okay? Now... 2 of these times, this is where we're about to get the keys to the golden door, okay? So 2 of these times, I was representing a brand, and one I was representing a brand, one I was representing myself, okay? So I couldn't leave, I had my back against the wall. There was no way out. I had to be there for these events, for different things. I won't go into what they were, but I had to. I had my back against the wall, so I couldn't move. There was no running away. I couldn't run away from it. I had to. I was there. It had to happen. Okay. Now the other one out of the 3, which was last night when I went to Lee's Business Week, I went to the networking event at the night, and because this was on my time, I was able to run away. Now what was the fear is that I go to lots of networking, but sometimes it can be a bit intense when you're completely on your own. And I went there, and everyone had their social groups. It was very loud. It was nice. It was nice drinks and stuff. But I just felt so uncomfortable. I tried to communicate with people. It just wasn't happening. And usually I fight through that. And once you speak to the first person, it's okay, because they might introduce you to someone. Then you speak to someone, and then it just rolls off. But before I could even push myself to that, I ran away. And I'm really ashamed of myself for that. I'm really upset with myself for that, because I've never do that. I never run away from things like that. Like, it's just, I don't do that. I don't allow my mental attitude to do that, because I like to be mentally strong and achieve what I want to achieve. So I was really upset about that. And listening to what Les Brown said this, because I listen to motivational talks every morning, listening to one of Les Brown's courageous speeches this morning, I got the light bulb moment. So let me read you this. I'm sure you've already guessed it, but let me read you this. This is a bit of a synopsis from, because I listen to a 10-minute motivational talk every morning, which you should, and go to my morning routine videos. That's in the morning routines. And this is a bit that I listened to this morning, and I had my light bulb moment. Let me read it to you. The key to I'll start again, shall I? The key to it is to begin to focus on what it is you want to do. Why, Les? Why is that important? Because as you focus on what you want to do, that's what we focus on. that which we give our energy to, it will begin to multiply, it will begin to expand, it will begin to develop your consciousness. And out of that comes greatness. Out of that comes your commitment. Out of that comes your passion for life. Out of that comes a special power that you have in you that you haven't even called on yet. See, the powers that we have will never reveal themselves if we do not challenge them. If we don't put ourselves in the position where we have to use them. So I'll say it again. See, the powers that we have will never reveal themselves if we don't challenge them. If we don't put ourselves in the position where we have to use them. So one of the most important things I was reading a book that's really interesting called Instant Millionaire. And the guy said, put yourself in a position where you can't retreat. Put yourself in a position where you can't retreat. Where it's do or die, sink or swim. Here's what you'll find out. You'll develop incredible swimming skills. You'll find yourself stroking on like you are never stroked before. For the inspiration of desperation, you become more creative than ever before. Now that's powerful, isn't it? That is powerful. Did you get it? Did you see the snippet what I was trying to get at? So what the snippet I was trying to get at, I'll read it again. It was from the book Instant Millionaire. Put yourself in a position where you cannot retreat. That is my top tip. It is the best. I didn't realize this. So like I was going back to my 3 situations. So like I said, in the 3 situations I had unbelievable fear. 2 of the situations I could not retreat. And even though I had to it was really, really uncomfortable, I had to keep on just willing myself to go in, go out to these situations. I did it. I had to be creative with communicating to people, and I had to be creative with getting around issues, and I had my back against the wall. Have the one time where I could retreat, I did. And I don't know, I mean, it makes me happy that I now know that, but it kind of upsets me that the one chance that I got given that I didn't, that I could retreat, I actually did, which I'm pretty ashamed of. But what I take away from that is that now I've learned something so much bigger that I can now implement into work and into those situations where I feel very uncomfortable. So the one take away from this, you have to take away from this, my top tip for dealing with fear in business, this is fear in every aspect of life really, is put yourself in a position where you can't retreat. Put yourself in a position where you can't retreat. If you're in that, like I said, you can't retreat, you have to do it. That is my one and only tip for dealing with fear, because that's all you need. If you can't retreat, then you have to deal with it. It's good, isn't it? I was happy when that light bulb moment came off. So that was my tip. As always, guys, I hope you loved the video. I did promise you I was going to do this earlier, and work just took over me today. So I'm sure you can tell by the video I'm a bit like I'm just brain mushed from the day of work. It's a Friday, so it's just been full on. You know, Fridays everyone just wants to get all the work done, and you get ass blasted by just email after email after email. It's just so many people contacting me today. So sadly this came out a lot later, but I still hope you gain great value from it, because you only need to take that one takeaway. I was so happy when I found this out this morning that I think I'll do another video on this, just discussing it more, because I think this is such an important thing and such a killer tip, like a really, when I say killer, I mean great, by the way. I don't know if you'll know that saying, but that's what I say. Anyway, as always, I hope you loved it. I love you guys being it, and I love doing this, and I will always keep up doing this because I absolutely love it. Just so if you don't know, I post every day but Sunday, so 6 days a week, every day but Sunday. You gotta commit at least one day to your family. I realized I didn't mention about this mug last video, because I said I was going to explain to you what my quote meant on this. Now, I couldn't do it last video because I was out and about, so I just couldn't do it. So let me make sure you see this. So there we go. Yeah, so you can see that now. I'm so terrible with this camera, but you can see that. So if the post breathes, it survives. So what does that mean? So I'm a digital marketer, okay? So I do a lot of social media. And what that means, that's my personal quote, what that means is that you can't just post, what you'll find with a lot of businesses is that they'll just post content for the sake of it, just to build followers, just to make sure they've got a post out that day. A lot of businesses will do that because, oh, I've got to put a post out today, just so it makes my account look active, make sure that the business is still looking good and it's staying on top of things. So you'll find a lot of businesses will just throw posts out for the hell of it, just to say, oh, I've done a post today. That is where it's wrong. A post, when you do it on social media, it has to have a purpose, okay? It has to have a meaning to it. And that's what I mean by if the post breathes, it survives. If the post has a purpose to it, and a meaning for that time and placement of that post, for that day, whether it's a trend or whether you're currently promoting something, as long as it has a purpose in your marketing mix and it has a purpose and it will have a purpose to the people that are supposed to be receiving, your customers, then it will survive. So that's what it means. It's a bit more deep, so it's interesting. And I'm thinking of, as I am a digital marketer, I'm sure you've noticed these videos aren't really about digital marketing. It's more sort of personal growth and entrepreneurship and sort of getting through the noise of entrepreneurship. So I really enjoy doing these, but I am thinking of bringing digital marketing videos to this as well, because I mean that's what I do. So I think I like to bring a bit of diversity to my channel. So for instance, I'm sure you've seen the rant thing that I started. I love doing that. So I'm going to have rant videos coming out sort of once a week probably. I've got a really exciting one for tomorrow. I would say my most exciting one for tomorrow. So I've already mentioned this to you. This is for our influencers. So I'm doing I'm interviewing influencers. I'm going to try to do at least 2 a month. The reason it's a lot less is that I have to obviously get the influencers or the industry leaders. Like, it's not easy to just come across with them on the street. I go to a lot of networking meetups where you'll tend to find some will crop up. So I tend to achieve at least 2. If not, if I can achieve more, then I will. So I'll definitely get a minimum of 2 to you a month. And I'll definitely, if I can push for more, I absolutely will. And that'll be diverse. I'll ask some more sort of general questions. And if you've got any pressing questions, please send them to me, and I'll ask them as well. So our first one tomorrow is one of the UK's leading digital marketers. So quite nice for me. Absolutely loved it. I went on his masterclass. It was amazing. But you'll see that tomorrow anyway. So I'll leave that for tomorrow. So yeah, as always as well, my new top. This is the top now I know where. Now I know where. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Peter Drucker. That's one of my favourite quotes. And I explained that in the last video, I think, why I'm wearing this. Is because I find that I'm always sort of judging what I'm wearing in the videos. For, oh God, if I wear this, I'll look I don't know, rough or whatever, not look smart enough. So I thought, right, I'm just gonna print a top and I'll just wear this every time, and then there's no issue. So that's what I've done. I hope you like that. Anyway, let me stop ranting on and let me just finish off this video. As always, guys, thank you for staying around. I hope you gain value from that. If you've got any questions at all, please just DM me, comment down, or DM me, whatever you like, whatever you prefer. As always, drop some feedback. Giving me feedback makes it better for me, and it makes it better for you, which is, again, all around fantastic. As always, please follow me on all social media. YouTube is @ScottMears, Twitter is @ScottMears_, and Facebook is @ScottMearsEntrepreneur. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.